You know, a lot of fan bases can be hypocritical. And mostly I'm talking about certain fans, groups of fans. You see, what I mean is, there are groups of fans that could support one thing, but then they're negative against something that might be similar, if not the same. And that's what you call being hypocrites. And being hypocrites also implies to real life. It's like, in real life, you're a hypocrite because you might support this, but you're against this even though it's the same thing. Or you might support this candidate for president and they're saying all the right things, and yet you're against this candidate and they're saying the same things with their own spin to it. You get the idea. So when it comes to My Little Pony and both Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls, it seems that the fan base itself, and I hate to say this because I'm proud to be part of it, I'm proud to be part of the Bronies and Pegasus community and the analysis community, and I'm a huge supporter of the Rift Cafe, hoping to be part of it before the current generation is out. But again, the My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Equestria Girl fan base is the same way. It's got hypocrites in it. And when I talk about hypocrites, I talk about the fact that there are fans that do not support certain shippings, pairings. And it's ironic that we're 2 weeks away, literally from today, from Valentine's Day. But there are, like I said, a lot of fans that are hypocrites when it comes to certain pairings. I'll give you an example. As probably a lot of you know, I, along with many fans, am a huge supporter of the whole Spike Rarity ship in romance, which I pretty much came out and said after Best Gift Ever, in the ending there with it, that that Hasbro and the creative staff just semi-officially made Spike and Rarity more than just friends now. But the reason I bring them up in this topic is because it's kind of hypocritical that there are those that don't support it, but yet, when it comes to Equestria Girls, they support Sunset and Flash Sentry. Now Sunset, I'm a huge fan of Sunset. She's one of the most popular characters across both shows, both incarnations. But Sunset, even though she's mostly portrayed as human in Equestria Girls, in reality is a freaking pony. Yeah, she is a freaking pony. In reality, in the body that's basically living in the human world, or the human world of Equestria, as a human, as a teenager. And recently, over the past several years, if not the past several seasons, they have teased her getting back together with the Flash Sentry character, who, if you originally followed Equestria Girls, had a relationship with her prior, when she was still looked at as an antagonist. But then Flash Sentry started to develop something for Twilight, who, like Sunset, was a pony in a human body because she had to go follow Sunset into the human world of Equestria to not only get her crown back, the crown of friendship or the Elements of Harmony crown, but to also help Sunset start her redemption, which a lot of people consider as one of the best redemption stories in MLP overall. But the reason I bring this up again is, like I said, they're now teasing, especially if you look at a music video short they did last year, and now suddenly they're following it up a little bit, or they've been following up a little bit in, I believe, Forgotten Friendship, Roller Coaster Friendship, and now with the more recent special coming up in this new season of Equestria Girls shorts. um, basically, the creative staff is teasing rekindling the Sunset Flash relationship. And again, the reason I bring this up as part of being hypocritical is because you have these same fans possibly that don't like Spike and Rarity, even though it's more efficient, even though it makes more sense in a way because it's been built upon longer than Sunset and Flash. And yet they don't like it because they don't like Rarity taking advantage of him, which that's up to your opinion. That's up for debate. But because basically, even though Spike has gone through his own physical growth this past season, and character growth as well, they don't like the fact that he's still small for his size. He's still a small dragon, and it kind of gives off the wrong messages. Yet, as some people have argued in some videos in the past, and I mean years and if not months, you're supporting basically bestiality. Yeah. You're supporting somewhat of a bestiality between Sunset and Flash Sentry. Because Sunset, like I said, is a pony in a human body. Well, the Flash Sentry that they're teasing her to be back together with is full-fledged human. Now, I know some of you would say, well, Brian, it makes more sense because she lives in the human world and she's adapted more to that lifestyle now. That might be true. That might be true. But still, it's kind of hypocritical. Now, I'm sure there are detractors of Sunset and Flash because maybe they feel that the creative staff is being hypocritical by having her get back together with Flash Sentry, or tease that at least. And here, and on the other hand, you're basically shoving away the whole Flash Sentry Twilight deal in favor of the human equivalent of Twilight being with somebody else. And here's what's funny. When it comes to that, yeah, they don't like the fact that Sunset's kind of being put as Flash Sentry's rekindled new love interest, and the human equivalent of the Sci-Twi is with somebody else, but they're not that mad about it because human Twilight is full-fledged 100% human, and it makes sense. Well, Sunset is a pony in a human body. Excuse me for a second. No, I was just checking something there. My dog's just biting at some fleas. We gave her a bath last night, so she's okay. I think it's just some fleas that's stayed over, and it might be dry skin too. But anyway, she's fine. Don't worry. But anyway, like I was saying, basically, there are some fans that, when it comes to that situation, are cool with that, but they just don't like the fact that, yeah, you've put Sci-Twi with this one guy, and as a result, you're deciding, hey, let's put Sunset with Flash Sentry and just remove Twilight from the equation. Again, it's kind of confusing, I know, but again, this just shows the hypocrisy of the fan base. I mean, why would these possible same group of fans, not saying who they are, be against Spike and Rarity, even though that's been built upon longer and is pretty much established and rooted into the continuity and rooted into the lore, or whatever you want to call it. But yet these possible same people support Sunset and Flash, and Sunset's a pony. And in a way, you're somewhat supporting bestiality. It don't make sense. And again, I know people are going to point out, well, Brian, when they open up their powers and become the Rainbooms, if you will, they become anthropomorphic ponies, right? Yeah, but that's only when they open up the powers. The human version of Rarity, the human version of Fluttershy, Applejack, and like I said, Twilight and Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash are 100% human. Okay? 100% human. Well, Sunset might be 100, but might be like that too, but she's actually a pony. Get what I'm saying? Now, look, I'm not trying to say that this whole Sunset Flash Century thing may be a bad idea. It may work out. Maybe they'll come up with an idea to where, Sunset can remain human, to where she no longer has to be a pony, to where they just magically give her a life of her own and erase any traces of her being a pony, so that even if, let's say, she steps through the portal, she'll still remain human. The point is, and I know it may not make sense to a lot of people, but the point is, why he be hypocritical about Spike and Rarity, and yet these same kind of people may support something that might make sense, but to others may not either, because she's a pony in a human body. And who's to say down the line, whenever they finish up Equestria Girls, they don't say, okay, we send Sunset back to Equestria Prime because we're going to bring in the real Sunset, the real human Sunset, to kind of have the torch passed to her to take over or take her place. Who's to say that won't happen? You see what I'm saying, guys? And look, everybody's entitled to what they like and don't like. But what I'm trying to get at, as much as it may or may not make sense, and as much as it may sound like I'm just rambling here, it just feels a little hypocritical. I mean, you're against one ship, but you support another, even though one of the main components of that ship, in reality, is a pony, is an actual pony in a human body. Well, when you look at the teaser for the upcoming special, and you have Sidetwi and Rainbow Dash turned into ponies, the humans in ponies' bodies. Get what I'm saying? I mean, why do you think they had Twilight always keep going back? Why do you think they had Starlight go back, even though they showed her remaining in the human world for just a few more days? Because there's a reason. And you got to think about this as well. It's not been explored yet, but if it is explored, maybe in the future, like let's say this upcoming season, that the reason for all this equestrian magic showing up in the human world of Equestria is because Sunset is there, and Sunset is an actual equestrian pony unicorn that needs to go back to Equestria Prime so this can stop. I'm just saying. Point is, I know it sounded like I got off topic there, but the point is, I just find it, in my opinion, and I know it sounds like I'm rambling and just trying to find stuff to say, and look, I'm just shooting from the hip here, unscripted and all that, unpwned, as Aramount may say. But Aramount, the fiery secretary, Firebrand, Josh Scorcher's fiance. But point is, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I know a lot of fan bases and groups of fans liking this and not liking this don't make sense. But still, I just find it hypocritical. But it's my opinion. So, really, that's all I'm going to say, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think I got a point, or do you think I just rambled on for no reason? Do you agree with my thoughts on this, that it's kind of hypocritical? Or do you think there's no reason, there's no hypocrisy to be looked at? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.